So I heard something about an UTAU meme, and of course I had to do it since I jump on every bandwagon I can, but usually I just get ran over, but this time I'm actually gonna do this. I was going to do this with my lovely Nekodoru-chan, but she's not here, and it got really complicated and we overthought things too much. So I'll just do it myself. I'm sorry. Okay, the first question is... let me just check this up. What is your name and what UTAUs did you create? Well, my name is Kai. Most of you probably know me as Kai or KaiSuki's. And I created 4 UTAUs. My first one was Kai, and me and Nekodoru made one half each, and her half is called Kai. And I hope you have heard of them, but they are not yet officially released. But they have a few songs up, and they recently got an autofile. Yeah, none of our UTAUs have had that. They actually got that for, not too long ago. Thanks, Hachi! Yeah. What? Anyway, so, after I made Kai, I made KaiKai Kim, who is the big sister of the Ukailoids. I recorded her in a higher tone so that she would sound more like a girl than Iak, who is the boy. About Iak's skirt, I don't know why I did that. I guess it was just an ongoing gag that he was always being mistaken for a girl already before I gave him the skirt. So yeah, he's a boy in a skirt with pants. And then of course we have Kai Kim, who I hope you know if you're subscribed to me. He's KaiKai's little brother and Iak's big brother, so he's the middle child. He's the gender-bent version of KaiKai's voice bank. I actually have a Kai-only voice bank, but I will never ever release that one because it just sounds too much like KaiKai and it's just not right. So I decided that he and KaiKai would have to share one voice bank. And then we have Kibishine, who is my latest UTAU that will be coming out together with his partner Megane, voiced by Nekodoru, really soon. We had their first song pretty much finished, but we're still tweaking some of the sounds and settings. Anyway, I recorded Kubi in a more boyish and born-sounding tone, so that it would fit his more indifferent kind of personality. My biggest issue with Kubi was that he started to sound a lot like Kai though, which is not cool. But right now, personally, I don't think they sound anything alike, and I'm actually really happy with Kubi, so I hope you like him too. Oh, second question. Do you think that you have an accent, and did your UTAU have an accent as well? I guess that I all have an accent, but I can't really hear it myself. Other than they all have very distinct R's. KaiKai in particular, especially her roos, like ru. But I actually find them quite charming, so I don't want to change them. Though I remember that when I recorded Kubi not too long ago, I really tried many different kinds of R's, like rrr and drrr. But in the end I just stuck with my rolling R's, like rrr. Anyway, next question. Did you try to fix the accent if your UTAU had one? Well, right now I'm working on a Korean extension for KaiKai and Kai, as well as planning an upcoming append. Yeah, I guess you can call it an append. And since I haven't released any upgrades on their voice banks, I can't really say that I've fixed their accents or anything. Well, if they do have an accent, that is. But since I really don't know, oh well. Who crushed that glass? Question number 4. Did you record or design your UTAU first? Well, I designed Kai Kim ages ago. I was really interested in UTAUs and I thought it to be really cool to have one of my own. But I didn't know anything about UTAU, nor did I have it, so it really never happened until last winter when me and Nekodoru decided to learn and make our own UTAUs. I did design KaiKai shortly after I did Kai's design. She looked a bit different back then. She didn't have her high boots, but legworms instead, and she had middle bangs like Kai, instead of her more fixed and girly haircuts. It took a while before I made Iak though, and let me tell you, he just... No. Oh god, no. So yeah, I designed them all before even recording the first one, who happened to be Iak. Then came KaiKai, and then Kai's failed voice bank, and now Kubi, who I also designed before recording. I think it's easier to tell what kind of voice you should record if you had the face of the UTAU along with the personality. Kubi is Tsundere Smartass, who is secretly shy as heck, so I gave him a pre-puberty kind of boyish voice and tried my best to make him sound as bored as possible, while still not making him sound bad. Next question! Why did you pick the design you did for the characters? Well, Kai who I made first is basically me, and he has the hair and all that I had at the time. And since he's basically me, he's also basically my mascot for myself that I have had for years and years. So in a way, you can say that I took my self-mascot and transformed him into an UTAU. Doing this, I had to think about what kind of personality it has. He's of course based on me, but he's exaggerated to the max. Like, I'm pretty confident in myself and a happy-go-lucky kind of person, so Kai is almost a bit kamidare, and is extremely jolly and affectionate. He's caring to the point he's been constantly called a mother hen, and he loves to look after people and feel that they can trust him. So he's always telling people that they can call him Nisan, which means big brother. But at the same time he's very gentle and of course pretty childish, as we know. So I wanted something to match with his personality, so yeah, you all know how that turned out. And I'm very confused about him. Part of me really likes his design and feel like I can't really change it now that he's been established. But another part of me really wants to give him a makeover, so I did just that for his Korean voice bank extension. Don't worry, he'll still look like himself, but with a new look. You'll see it soon enough. And yeah, KaiKai is pretty much just a more womanly version of Kai's outfit with a tank top like vest and the hot pants instead of Kai's long pants. Iak has basically the same outfit as Kai, but with a couple twists. For one, his pants are shorter and not at all as tight as Kai's. Since Iak is a very petite boy, I wanted him to wear something that, you know, would make him look, well, smaller. So I gave him oversized boots, and his top is also a bit shorter than Kai's, but not as short as KaiKai's. And then we have Kubi. Kubi looks completely different from the first three. Since KaiKai, Kai and Iak are family, I wanted them to match, but Kubi isn't related to them. And I thought that he would be in a UTAU that I could design just freely without thinking about myself. So he ended up more like, well, if you have seen him, you know. I wanted him to look modern, and in a way he kind of reminds me of a Mac, while the Kims are more like a PC, design-wise that is. New question. Quickly think of a catchphrase for your UTAU and say it using the voice that you recorded it in. Alrighty then.
みんな、兄さんはここにいます。
No prizes for you if you guessed right who that was. And now, try to mimic two UTAUs that belongs to someone else. Say a catchphrase or introduce yourself in that character's voice. Oh, I know who I want to do. Korra! There can only be one, and that is Kasui. Next question. Does your singing sound anything like your UTAU's singing? Well, let's find out.
どんな小さな変化でさえ見守っていきたいよ僕の隣そっと眠る君を思ってまるで星の引力みたい寄り添って生きていく僕の隣そっと眠る君を思って GoodNight sweetheart.
Well, I'll let you decide for that. Next question. Do an impersonation of 3 different Pokemon. What? I don't see how this is relevant, but alrighty then.
Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur.
Wow, now I feel like an official retard. An awesome retard. I can't even count, that was 4! Oh well. Last question. If you had to pick a favorite oversea UTAU that isn't one of your own, who would it be? Okay, this is actually really hard, and I won't say any of Nekodore's Yukailoids because that's just not fair. But I think I'd have to go with one of the first that I've ever heard, so I'd say Wakanayane, because that's my Nesan. I love you. That's so gay. I tag you all, bye!